Hope everyone is doing alright. Hopefully everything is working properly, everybody can hear me fine. Stream isn't lagging or anything. So, So I got back into Magic Arena with the prompting of some friends because Shadow got into the game. And some friends did. So I thought about jumping back in. I have enough currency for some drafts. When it comes to Magic, I'm like a big limited player. I like limited. I do want to like play standard and stuff, but I'm still like trying to build my collection. I have like a skeleton of a deck I'm trying to make, but right now I'm just gonna focus on some drafting because I really enjoy limited. So let's re-roll to see if we can get a 750 cluster later. Oh, there we go. And we might be able to fill this in a little bit during the drafting process, but before we end the stream, I'll go and just finish this quest before we go for today. But the goal right now is to do some drafting. We've got around 1,200, 1,300 gold, which is enough for quick drafts and stuff, but I guess for Shadow's benefit, I should explain how drafting works in this game. So we go to events and then we look at the draft stuff. So we go to limited, which is draft and sealed and stuff. As we can see right now, we have Quick Draft Modern Horizons Free. Modern Horizons Free is like the newest set, but it's not standard legal cards. They're cards that are intended for modern, i.e. Historic and Explorer on Arena. They also are playable in Brawl, Arena's very scuffed version of Commander. But that's what's in Quick Draft right now. Quick Draft is usually on like a 2-ish week rotation of sets in the current block of Standard. So I looked on the schedule. Right now it's Modern Horizons Free. I believe it's like sometime next week it rotates to back to Murders of Kara Manor Draft. And then Quick Draft rotates in a couple more weeks to Outlaws towards the end of the month for Quick Drafts. And then Premier Drafts, which are the more expensive to get into drafts, is always the newest set in the previous set, from what I remember. So it's always Modern Horizons Free or Outlaws. However, it's more expensive to get into. And I'll explain the difference between Quick Drafts and Premier Drafts in a second. There's also Traditional Draft, which is always the current set, the most recent set, which is Best of 3. It's like Premier Draft, but it's a Best of 3 series, and it's the only way to get points towards Magic Arena Worlds in Limited. But obviously, and the pricing is a lot better than it is in even Premier, but it's even harder because it's a best of 3 series, and you're locked into more matches. Because it's like Premier, but even harder because you're playing best of 3s. So you have to actually have your sideboard matters a little more. So as for the differences between Quick Draft and Premier Drafts, I'll explain it. Quick Drafts cost less. They cost 5k gold to enter or 750 gems to enter. For Quick Draft, it's always better to enter it with gold. 750 gems is kind of expensive for quick draft, you always want to enter it with gold, because 5,000 gold is very earnable within a couple of days of questing. Because if you look at the pricing, the prize pools are kind of low. Because even at 0 wins, you're effectively cashing your 5k gold for 50 gems in a pack. In addition to what you get to keep from the free packs that you drafted cards from, which you get to keep. However, as you climb wins, the gems start increasing. So if we entered with gems, we don't even really earn our gems back until 6 wins, which is like a beating. Like, you need to get a lot of wins to break even and quote-unquote go infinite. And be able to just draft because I'm getting 6+ wins multiple times. It's hard to do that. And generally speaking, only people who go infinite are like people. And we'll talk about that whole go infinite thing more when we talk about Premier Draft. Because Premier Draft has the quote-unquote better rewards. But you'll notice that at the lower win percentages, you don't take as much of a beating, especially if you paid the 5k gold, which is easily farmable. Because at 2 or 3 wins, you're effectively cashing in your 5,000 gold for 200 gems. Which isn't a bad conversion rate. And if you can get the like free wins, and you can get like the 300 gems, that's actually a good trade-off. And you're only out the 5k gems, so it's a very cheap cost to get into compared to Premier. The other difference between Quick Draft and Premier Draft is in Quick Draft, you're drafting against bots and there's no pick timer, meaning it's easier. There are some disadvantages to this because people who are good will know how to exploit how the AI does the picks, because the bots tend to just remove a card from the pack based on an algorithm. Like, they tend to, like, remove a rare if a rare is in the pack a couple of picks into the draft. They'll pick, there's like an algorithm to how they remove cards from the pack. But the problem is there are good drafters who will know how to exploit how the AI tends to quote-unquote pick cards. And thus can always build like a consistent deck if they're like a really good drafter. Because they know how to take advantage of the AI. On the other hand though, Quick Draft can teach you some very bad habits. Because of things that are in Premier Draft, i.e. Quick Draft doesn't teach you about signals and learning what colors are opening and what colors are getting cut, because the AI isn't gonna know how to send signals or cut colors like a player would in a pod. So it's easier in that sense that you don't have to worry about signals or diversifying if your colors are getting cut, but it means you're also not having to use those skills. Also means you're not developing those skills. And that's one argument people have against Quick Draft, is it teaches you bad habits. But it is easier for newcomers to just focus on just, card evaluation and like the fundamentals. So that's why I quite like it. And that's why I'm gonna start off with it as a warm-up before I spend the gems on a Premier Draft for Outlaws, because I want to get some Outlaws cards. And with that, I will explain Premier really fast and why I talked about the whole thing with the pricing and the quote-unquote cost of going infinite. So we look at the Outlaws Thunder Jungle Premier Draft. For one thing, the cost is much higher to get into. You're almost never entering this with gold. 10k is just asking too much for you to just take a beating and get 100 gems back if you only get a single win. Or 50 if you only get one win. But so usually you're paying the 1500 gems, but even then, you're kind of taking a beating until you get the free wins. Because if you get the free wins, you start getting, like, close to your gems back, basically. And you're getting 2 packs. So, if you can win consistently, the payouts are much better towards the top end. But 2 wins and less is just a beating if you're not consistent enough. And even then, like, you never want to pay the gold. The gold is just too much. You want to always spend your gold on Quick Draft and then use the gems that you've earned in Quick Draft to afford Premier. Or I guess pay gems, or just buy gems from the fucking cash shop to do more Premier Draft. But that's neither here nor there. But I've earned enough gems that I can do a Premier, so we're gonna do both. I'm gonna start with a Quick Draft to warm up, basically, before I spend my gems, before I gamba. So I think this is just gonna be a good warm up. It's gonna earn me some extra gems to kind of soften the blow if I don't do well in Premier. Because I'm just spending gold here, that means I'm not losing any gems quite yet, and allows me to, like, warm up a bit. Even though it's not really completely applicable practice, because this is a different set than the one I'm going to be Premier drafting. So, to quickly go over the set. They list the draft archetypes for you here, and this kind of gives you an idea of what the decks you could draft into are. Blue-white is energy flyers. You play cards that earn energy and spend energy. They're like energy tokens that are generated or expended for various effects. And this one, like, really wants to just be a flyer, attack into air kind of deck, and use energy to get effects from blue cards and stuff, blue and white cards and stuff, to get some pretty powerful effects that can make your flyers kind of big. They can be really disruptive. Some of the energy cards are really good removal. Blue-black is an interesting control archetype that likes to draw, that have a lot of stuff, a lot of card draw, and also they have a lot of cards that gain value when you card draw. Like there's creatures that get bigger or get effects if you've drawn a card outside of your draw step. So they're like card draw matters kind of deck that gets value out of drawing cards. Red-black is artifacts. There's a lot of artifacts in this color that start with a creature token already equipping the artifact, so it's kind of an aggro deck, and it just gets a lot of value from using artifacts and equipment. Green-red is Eldrazi spawn. You're really good at generating Eldrazi's tokens, which are 0/1 Eldrazi tokens that you can sack for like mana, and also they're like good chump blockers, and they can be they're a powerful connection of fixing and also extra creatures. Mana fixing and extra creatures. Green-white is modified Bestow. Bestow are creatures that can be played as an enchantment aura instead of as a creature. So they're very flexible. You can either play them as a creature or you can play them as an enchantment aura, and that makes them very, very flexible. Modified is another keyword in this deck that if you give a creature +1/+1 counters, or you give them an aura, a modification, basically they get extra effects, and it can be quite good, especially with the combination Bestow or Adapt from green. White-black is another modified deck that also cares about modify, but they also care about creatures with modify and getting killed I think, and they care a lot about like some graveyard synergies. Blue red is energy range. This is just a pure energy deck. It's all about amping up your removal, amping up your creatures with energy effects and generating energy. And also, it has like a light spells matter theme where you have some cards that gain value off of you casting spells, especially spells that spent energy, that gained or spent energy. Energy aggro is red-white. This is similar, but it goes much lower to the ground, and a lot of its energy dumps are like buffs for their cheap little creatures that make them really big. So it's a similar thing to the other energy decks, except you're using the energy. You're generating energy with cheap creatures, and you're spending energy on other cheap creatures, other like slightly more expensive creatures to like do an aggro strategy. And then green blue is ramp. It's all about generating those Eldrazi tokens and using those to ramp you. And it has a bunch of other ramp effects that can easily ramp your mana to a point where you can play some really big threats. And it's also really good at splashing, the blue-green deck is. And then Modified Adapt is what I played my last draft of this, which it cares about the adaptability, which allows a green and black creatures to put +1/+1 counters on themselves, and that triggers modified effects because 1/1/1 counters count for modified. Often it's a good idea to splash white in this deck, so you can easily run a free color deck of like green, black, white, and it can be kind of potent. And get really big. So let's see how it goes. You guys won't see it on stream, but I do have the untap.gg overlay that allows me to see draft ratings from Channel Fireball for each of the cards. Okay, so first pick. Recruiter the guard enters the battlefield. You may search your library where a creature card with toughness 2 or less. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. It's not first pickable, I don't think. It relies on what else you have in your deck, according to the Channel Fireball thing, so it doesn't seem that good to me. You kind of need something good to find with it. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of like pre-play 5 ratings up here. Propagator Drone I actually like quite a bit. In any green deck, this is amazing. Especially if you're a green deck that cares about Eldrazi spawn. Being able to just generate Eldrazi spawns on demand for fixing, and for generating specific colorless mana. There are cards in the set that care about specifically the colorless symbol, and you need to be able to generate that color symbol to play those Eldrazi cards. And Propagator Drone is really good for generating spawns to generate that mana type. And the reason why Propagator Drone is really good for your Eldrazi spawns is not only can you make Eldrazi spawns on demand, creatures you control have evolved. They have, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it has a greater power or toughness than this token. Put a +1/+1 counter on this token. So that means that when you have your Eldrazi spawns out and you play a bigger creature, it makes your Eldrazi spawns get pumped a little bit. So they become more than just a 0/1 mana body that sometimes blocks. They can actually become threats if Evolve gets out of hand. Voltstorm Angel, free white, flying 4/4. So this already screams bomb to me. Like, attacking for 4 in the air every turn just ends the game, closes the door on the game very quickly already. When Voltstorm Angel enters the battlefield, you get energy. At the beginning of combat, you may pay energy, 2 energy. When you do, choose 1. Voltstorm Energy gains Vigilance and Lifelink until end of turn. Other creatures you control get +1. That's insane. That's kind of really good. I think that's way better than the rest of the cards in this pack, honestly. I mean, Galvanic Shield Discharge is like premium removal, especially in the energy deck, in any energy deck. But I think I have to take Angel. It's just too good not to take. It's just an amazing top end. We do have to get low end that works in these colors, but I don't feel bad for picking this. It's just it's just a stone cold bomb. Riving Crystallis is a good card if we were in Eldrazi. Like, it's one of the best Eldrazi cards in green-red. But after taking the Angel, I really want to try and stay in white if I can. Obstinate Gargoyle is like an okay card. In green-black, you can... It has flying as long as it's modified, so if we can get a token on it, it has flying, and it has persist, meaning if it dies, it just loses a +1, it has a -1 counter on it. So any +1 counters on it cancel out the -1 counters, and then we just need to get another counter on it through modified effects, basically, to be able to enable it again. And apparently, and as long as there isn't a -1 counter on it, persist can trigger again. But I honestly think the pick here is I want to diversify into a pairing color for white. I'm actually considering going into white-blue because Deep Analysis is pretty good. It's 4 mana, draw 2 cards, flashback 1 of blue, pay free life. So it's a good draw card. And because of that flashback, we can actually discard this off of, like, if we have any kind of discard effect, we can get this card draw for much cheaper. But then again, it's kind of competing with Emerald's Messenger is pretty neat as like a blue source of Eldrazi spawns. It's a 2/1 flyer. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token. Guys, reader add colorless. But we need to find card draw like this card. So to make a card like this work. There's also Unicorn, which is decent if we end up in Modified, if we have to move away from energy and move towards Modified. Because it's a 2/2, 2-drop, but we can bestow for 4. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and it has mentor. And it's a mentor, which means that it buffs other creatures. It gives them +1/+1 counters with lesser power. The land creatures can be pretty good. When the enchanter enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent controls, or you can just play it as a tap land. Although you can pay for your life for it to not be a tap land, so it's very flexible. Same deal with this, except it's an aura. Aura land. For me, it's between Witch Enchanter and Deep Analysis. I'm not sure which. This is a tough one. I think I take Witch Enchanter because I don't want to lock in a second color yet. And this just seems good. It's just it's a good creature that can destroy artifact or enchantment removal and just have artifact enchantment removal in my deck while otherwise just being able to play it as a land. I think this one's alright, but I'm not sure we're gonna end up in green. And, like, I think Witch Enchanter's a little better, because being able to remove enchantments or artifacts, especially powerful artifacts in this deck, like, there are some really nasty artifacts in that can spawn a really nasty artifact creature with the living weapon artifacts that this shuts down. So I actually think I'm gonna take Witch Enchanter. I want to stay open. And not a lot going on in this pack. I mean, if we're in green, we can play this as like a top-end card, but we already have a really good top-end card. And this one's just okay. It's just a living weapon artifact that's +6/+6 and trample. Which can be good if we were in like green, but like it is kind of expensive for what it is. And trample is worse than flying. Serum Visionary is pretty cool. 2/2 for free drop 2/2 that draws a card and then scries 2, which enables the cards that care about drawing cards. I think we go into white-red. Galvanic Discharge is premium removal, and we already have a thing that generates energy, so this becomes amazing. Even if you're not in energy, this card is amazing, because it's Lightning Bolt at instant speed. But if you have energy at all, this starts killing big stuff. Yeah, I think we take the Galvanic Discharge. It's like premium removal, especially in our deck, because we already have a source of energy generation. Victimize would have been cool if we could maybe make our way into black with maybe a splash. I don't think I can justify ooze. I don't know if I want to splash this early just to play Ooze. Ooze is good, but it is still early in the draft, though. It might still be the best card in the pack. Breathe Your Last is good removal. But we did take Galvanic Discharge last pack. But the white and red stuff is kind of weak in this pack. Joseph Wake's bad. Sky Claw is kind of expensive. It generates energy, which is cool, but I actually think the 2.0 rating that Channel Fireball gets for this card is kind of low for our valuation purposes, because we're kind of already in energy, in red white energy, so I think this goes up for us. I mean, it's a 4-drop, and it's kind of a red heavy 4-drop, but it's a good 4-drop. I think it's better than the rest of the cards in the pack that are in our colors. I don't feel like splashing for any of this stuff quite yet. We don't really have the fixing available. I think it's fine just to play this as a 4-drop. No shot we're passing Inspiring Inventor. This card's crazy. Especially for our deck. This card's insane. It's madness. Very flexible. Very good very good free drop. Not really good for us. We could maybe splash black for this. And we have ways of getting counters. I think, yeah, because we have an inventor. We could maybe get counters to enable this. If we splash black. But honestly, if I'm gonna splash, I would kind of want to splash Boot for Bespoke Battle Wagon. Bespoke's just awesome for our energy strategy. So Bespoke Battle Wagon is an awesome reason to be in energy. According to the comment from Mr. Fireball. So yeah, I think we're gonna try and diversify into blue. Do I take the second one? Unicorn's good too. Wing is a decent combat trick. I kind of want to take this for the blue fixing, because this can get us to an island. It'll help fix our mana for our blue splash. Unicorn's only okay for a deck. Wing is just kind of a okay-ish combat trick. The problem with Battle Wagon is it's a 4-drop, and I don't want too many of those because we already took the Sky Claw that I plan on playing, and I don't think I want to take the second Battle Wagon just because of that. I kind of don't want 2 of these. I mean, it's insane. It's good, but But I kind of need to pick up the blue fixing to make this blue splash work, so I think we need the fixing. This is kind of a mediocre land for the blue fixing. This was probably better. Because pain lands are not great, and getting the threshold is kind of hard to get to the 7 or more cards of graveyard to get the card draw off of it. This is better than Eldrazi decks. I think Expelliarmus Worthy is a pathable removal spell for us. Choose target creature with mana value 3 or less. The spell is kicked to 6. Choose target creature. Excel the chosen creature that the controller gains life equal to its mana value. It's scuffed removal. They do get to heal, but it is unconditional. They get to heal, but you do get to remove a threat. This might be worth it. It's removal, and we need to see more removal. This might be a card that doesn't make the cut if we get better removal. Oh, I didn't know the Solstice Stellar was good. That was a punt. Because the Channel Fireball rating was really bad for it. It says, well, they rated it a 2. And I have to remember that Channel Fireball sometimes rate cards 2s that are definitely not 2s. Like Evolution Witness. As I learned in my last draft, because Evolution Witness is insane. So I'm going to trust that Solstice Cell is also insane. Going by what Shotagonist said. Not much here. This uncommon, I don't know. Channel Fireball's rating this is 0 is just completely unplayable. When non-creature spells, you cost 1 more to cast. Cast a non-creature spell with a collection counter. Yeah, it just requires too much setup. I'm not that interested in splashing the black for that. This is an alright flyer, since we're already thinking about splashing blue for Battle Wagon. Electrozoa seems like an alright player. And he helps with energy. It's a fine free drop flyer that helps us with energy. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, tap Electrozoa unless you pay. Well, that's why it generates energy, because it costs you energy to not have it tap itself. You wouldn't play it outside of a dedicated energy deck, but it's solid. It'll be solid there. I think it's just better than the other cards here. It's a fine free drop, and maybe we cut it. Moto, if Shotagonist, if you have the untap.gg overlay, when you draft, you get ratings from Channel Fireball that like talk about the cards a little bit and give them like ratings from 1 to 5. So that's what I'm mostly reading here. You can't see it on stream because I would need to do display capture for the Channel Fireball rating comments to show up. Um, um, this is a decent bestow. And it's just a 1-drop, and 1-drops are good, and we're going to be splashing blue anyway. Maybe we don't play it, but it's fine. I'm gonna take the ooze just to practice cutting colors. We're not playing it probably, unfortunately, but it's insane, and that's why the bot draft experience is not a great representation of draft, is because an ooze going that late would be insanity on a normal table. That would basically be a huge signal that black green is wide open. Because ooze is fucking crazy. Um um I guess I take this to cut, and we get. This we probably don't play this land. Okay, pack 2. Um if we have ways to get colorless mana for Eldrazi, we do have this one land. We could probably have taken this, but I'm kind of not excited about it, knowing that we don't have a lot of sources of colorless mana right now. Um, um, stuff in our color seems kind of weak. Oh, except for this. Depthifier. Double blue is kind of rough for our splash, though. But if we can find enough blue fixing, and we can find colorless fixing, this is incredible. It's like, it's removal attached to a free 5 body. As long as you can kick the colorless, it's gonna be like a late game card, but. Maybe the double blue is not justifiable for our splash. I just read Rush of Inspiration. Maybe we take this, because we could just pay this with red mana. Because it's red or blue. Because we could just play it as a land, if a dual land as we need it, or we can, which helps with our blue fixing, or we could just play it with red mana and just draw 2 cards and just fucking Pot of Greed. We do have to discard a card unless we play 2 energy, though, but we have a lot of sources of energy. I think we play this, yeah. Pretty good card. Because even if we don't want the card drop, we don't want to spend the energy, we could just play this as a land early game. Not much for our main colors, but I kind of want to take Waystgate Battle Mage. We with our splash, we can pay the kicker that matters, which is the bounce. I mean, the green kicker to exile target artifact or enchantment can also be big, especially against living creature artifacts. But the bounce is still pretty good, and we could probably pay it as long as we can get enough sources of colorless. From like lands like these. Maybe we don't play it, but I think it's the best card here. This is kind of whatever. This is very bad. Spawn Gain Commando, the boy. When you cast the spell, create free 0/1 tokens. Colors of Eldrazi spawn creature tokens. Sacrifice an Eldrazi spawn gain commander deals 2 damage to any target. I actually think this is crazy. It helps us with our colorless issues that we need to play Battle Mage. So I think we need to take this for Eldrazi reasons, for colorless reasons. That's a decent top end card, alongside the Angel. The Necro Bloom, Race, Ravager. We could play this. Oh no, we can't. That's a lot. But we can cycle it for free. Our target offers executes free-2 and gains trample until end of turn. I think now is the time to pick up cheap combat tricks like this. We gotta watch out for those. Harvester is like really good at energy. But we already have like quite a few blue cards. But maybe we play Harvester instead of the Electrozoa. Because I think Harvester is a bit better. But it is a good 2-drop. We need 2 drops. This draws us cards and this is instant speed, draw free, get a chump blocker. That could help us with our colorless mana. That might be decent to play in the top end. Especially since the white stuff isn't great. But we do need 2 drops, so maybe we play Slip instead. I think we got too many expensive cards. I think we gotta get 1-drops. We need 1-drops. We're desperate for 1-drops. Over 2-drops, I mean. Speaking of 2-drops, we might be going heavier into blue than I originally anticipated, so we need to find fixing bad. There is a world that we cut the white portion of the deck, which really sucks because the Angel's insane. But I don't know. Maybe there's a world we don't play the blue cards. And we just play the red stuff. Cursed Wombat is like crazy, but we're not in the colors for it. Planar Genesis is pretty good too. I'm probably just gonna cut the best card. Again, pretty weak choices, so I'm gonna cut probably the best card. Double blue is rough for our splash. This card's not good. This is like an early drop that also becomes removable in the later game. Because it's an early play. We might cut this. We might have to cut this later, but if we need to, we can. If we are desperate for like early plays, we can play it. We hope to cut this though. I guess I'll cut the best card. Yeah. This pack's winding down. Factory. Hopefully things will start to solidify a bit here. Well, this is good, but we already have one, and we're already kind of jonesing for ways to find colorless. There's another angel. Do we play two? Do we play two? I mean, this card's insane, right? There's no way we don't play two, right? It might be a little hot on our mana. Maybe we don't play this. And we just play this? Like, if at any point we get to this, we win, right? I think it's the best card in the pack anyway. Especially in our colors. Very hard choice here. We have a very hard pick. Another Inspired Inventor would be amazing pre-drop, but Skoa is like removal attached to a body. It's kind of expensive for a 4/4, but it deals more damage when it comes in. So it's like a 4/4 and a removal spell attached to a body. But we did take the second angel. Maybe we do take a... I think this is a better endgame card than the other thing. But the other thing does help us with Eldrazi, with colorless for this. But then there's the Tune the Narrative. If we're splashing blue, we could go Tune the Narrative. It replaces itself and gets us energy. We could just go Solstice Zealot or the second Inventor. So we need more free drops. We do need more free drops. I think we take the second Inventor because we need free drops. Another free drop would be good. There's another Inventor. However, there's also a Sage of the Unknowable, which helps us immediately with our colorless issue. Sage just fixes our colorless problem for Battle Mage. And for anything else that cares about colorless like it. Although this is the only card that cares about colorless, Sage gives us a good blocker that makes Battle Mage playable. That might be worth. And it's also just another 2. We have another very difficult peck in our hands. Second Galvanic Discharge. First Reiterating Bolt, which is a really good premium removal sorcery. And fucking Decree of Justice. Create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying. Cycling 2. When you cycle Decree of Justice, you may pay X. If you do, create 1 XX white soldier creature tokens. It's an endgame card. We can cycle it. If we cycle it, we can sometimes get some tokens. I think I would have to be like insane to pass either of these removal spells, though. I think this is good, but we have good top end. I think this is too insane of a removal spell to not take. We've got the energy to make Reiterating Bolt really good. We have better removal now, so maybe we don't play Expel the Unworthy. Because we have Reiterating Bolt, Galvanic Discharge. We potentially... Battle Mage is also kind of a removal spell because it bounces. It makes me kick myself for not taking Skoa earlier. But, like, I don't think we need to play Expel the Unworthy. It's a little too wonky with the whole healing thing. I mean, we could play it still if we don't see any more removal in, like, white. but or in blue even for that matter. We could play Hydroelectric Specimen because it kind of fixes our blue mana a little bit. But this already kind of does that. And then there's a battle you may change the target of instant source as a single target to like. Oh, this thing counters a removal spell. If I leave 3 mana up and they try to play removal, and I just play this, and they just kill this instead. That's kind of really good. Just flash for this. Well, maybe you have to cut Electrozoa, to be honest, just by playing this instead. So maybe we don't play Electrozoa. We'll have to see how our 2-drops, 3-drops work later. I don't think I want Rose Count Knight. I don't think I have the artifact enchantments to make it good. Fang Flames is, again, another good removal spell. Oh my god, Reinventor! It's really hard to not take a source of colorless mana, but Sage kind of fixes that problem, and I have to be insane not to take the third Inventor. It's crazy. I guess I cut the best card here. I guess I can take Meddler. Maybe I play it, maybe I don't. I mean, this is good. When you cast a spell, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. It's a decent end game for blue. Like, it's another thing to ramp up to. And maybe we cut the Skyclaw, so or reduce our top end a little bit. But I think at this stage we don't need Skyclaw with 2 fucking Angel. I think with this splash, I think we can go Tune the Narrative. Tune the Narrative is a decent one. Gets us energy. And a little bit of digging deeper in our deck. I think we don't play this. I am playing an expensive enough. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 targets for Kozek's Unsealing. Actually 5 targets because I have 2 Angel. Maybe I'm in the right deck for this. Maybe this isn't terrible. I need more things to play it free anyway. What? this wield. Oh, well, I'm drafting against AIs, of course it wield. It's just a good cycle card, right? And there are times I can just drop this late game and just win. Maybe we don't play Witch Enchanter. Maybe we don't play the Witch Enchanter. Oh, maybe we still do. Alright. Let's see what we got here. This deck feels incredible. It's just a matter of figuring out what ratios we want to run. It's interesting. We played Discharge, we played Tune the Narrative, we probably play Triton. Battle Mage, yeah, Sage to enable Battle Mage. How many sources of, like, colorless do we have? We have a colorless from this. We have a colorless from Sage. We probably have the colorless sources. I think we have a few things that spawn Eldrazi's. Yeah, like if we can do Kozilek, we can get the Eldrazi's that we need to get Battle Mage. We have 1, 2, 3 sources of colorless, so that's probably enough to handle the 1 Battle Mage. I think we cut Sliff. I think we don't play it. Our 2-drops are kind of getting kind of crowded. We have 2 Harvester, 1 Sage, Battle Mage. We have any other 2-drops? It is, like, decent, though. Is the thing. Maybe we don't play Wavebreaker. It's kind of mid. I think we cut Electrozoa. I don't think it's quite good enough. I think Rush of Inspiration is good enough for fixing purposes. As is Hydroelectric Specimen's crazy. This can help us with black, blue, or red fixing. This might be crazy, but maybe we don't play Witch Enchanter. I mean, it's good. Like it's like a good edge case card. Like it's an extra white mana, and we can remove those enchantment living creatures with it. So maybe it comes up, but I don't know if it comes up enough to be worth running. I'm gonna say maybe we don't run Witchy Chitter and we run the Sky Claw instead. I like the flexibility of it though. More than Sky Claw. I think with the amount of energy generation we have now, we don't need to play Sky Claw. So I think we just play heavier into blue, and we just only lightly splash red. Is the deal? Is that we're splashing red for the removal and for like siege smash for the combat trick. 7 plains, 6 islands, 3 mountains, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 17 lands. Yeah, this feels like a 17 land deck. I think this is the right ratio because we don't have a lot of need for red sources, and Rusher Inspiration helps us with that. So 7 plains probably gets us to most of our important cards. 6 blue means we will have enough blue sources, I think, because we have 6, 7, 8 blue sources in total. We have 7, 8 white sources in total. And we have 3, 4 red sources in total. And then we have 1, 2 blue source, colorless sources, plus an additional question mark colorless sources. Like, say we have like a couple of targets here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So anywhere between 1 to 2-ish tokens on average with Kozilek. I think that's fine. I think our mana base should be okay. Let's see how this does. Let's see how much of a train wreck we ended up with. I mean, the draft seemed insane to me with how our card quality, but I don't know if it's gonna come together in terms of like mana curve. Two drop into free drop. That's pretty good, and we have Witch Enchanter, and we can get the bespoke battle wagon pretty quickly. They're mulliganing. We're going second though. They look like they're red-green. Void Pouncer. They had a removal spell. We're gonna take some damage here. I think we generate the token to block chump block. So that answers the threat. We need an answer to this Emerald Messenger pretty fast, though. We can play our Battle Wagon, or we can play this and get a +1/+1 counter. Or maybe we try to bait them into... We don't have a red source for Siege Smash, though. I think we just go Battle Wagon. I think we tap their thing. Make them have to block. Oh, they're not blocking. Oh, because they want to do more damage to me. But I get Board Storm Angel pretty soon. I need a red source is the problem. I'm actually running out of mana is the issue. And we play this, I guess. I think we can crew this up and go in. Or we can try and just generate the energy that we need to crew it next turn. We can play the Witch Enchanter as a land. Let's pay 3. Oh wait, that's not until end of turn. I didn't read that right. I'm probably dead, just because I ran out of mana. I didn't see red sources. I mean... Oh, we found a discharge. But we don't have a red mana is the issue. Well, we'll go Vigilance Lifelink. Oh wait, it came into play this turn. I should have done that. I should have done the other one. Because I'm just dead here. I'm dead on board. I misplayed and I didn't get mana. I did not see a red source. Like, if I saw a red source, I was probably in that if I had drawn a red source, but that's the risk I was running so few red sources because I was only flashing red for removal at that stage. Well, this time I did see a red source, but no 1-drop. 2-drop, I mean. Kinda sucks. But at least we have removal this time. Playable removal this time. It's possible I'll draw into it too. I don't think this is worth discharging. I want to save this. In case they play a threat. I'll take one, sure. Oh, it's artifact. Living weapon. I think we go Inventor I think we go Energy here. Or we could also go for the Chump Blocker. I think we don't go for the Energy quite yet. Now that I might want to play removal on, but I need to find a way to get rid of this thing for good. I need like artifact removal. Oh, there's a blue source. I could do this, get energy. Well, I actually don't need the energy. Well, the energy might be useful to have for later. I actually think I make the other guy bigger. Rather than get the energy. And I just discharge this. Get the front off the board. We only need to pay 2. We can swing in for free. We're 1 mana off of Angel. Right on time. I will probably get, yes I will, probably. And we keep the buff. We don't really have the mana to get many angels with this. I think we just play this for now. Let's make our flyer bigger. Make them have to answer it. We'll pay the energy. Do we just win if we do this? Is this lethal? It feels close to it. They can block with the Hellkate, but I think if I can get like one more mana, I just decree, and like I don't know how I lose. Well, that's a problem. That needs to be removed. Well, destroy target artifact. If they block with their 8/6, we could win that combat. So this buffs them by how much? It makes it a... I actually think... I can't activate that. See where they want to block. I have to destroy the artifact. Oh, wait a second. This thing is an artifact creature. I can just pop it. Refurbished familiar. We'll discard the battle mage, I guess. We don't have colorless sources anyway. They're gonna suit up the familiar, I guess. Do we just, like, decree for as much as hard as we can? We can pay one. Well, we can get one token with this. Or we can go Zealot to generate energy and then spend the energy on the angel. Make them have to block bow. And we can decree next turn, probably. Yeah, especially if they're playing something tapped. We just played this as land. We'll pay the free life. Decree. I guess we'll pay 2. If we can. Oh, we need to pay 1. So we can only get 1 white creature. Or we could cycle and just play a bunch of 1/1s and win with those. Because they're tapped out. Yeah, let's cycle it. And then pay the X. We can pay free. Just get free 1/1s. Win this way. So we'll poke for 2. Then we got a bunch of chump blockers. They don't got a flyer. Oh, now they do. Maybe I should have done, just gotten the 1/4/4. Flyer, maybe that would have been the better play. But then again, that wasn't the better because that's a 5/5. And they're gonna suit stuff up and like, there's nothing I can really do. Well, maybe this can do something. If I can get through with something that's buffed. Especially if we can tap the Hellkite with this. We'll still have enough to pay for that because it only costs 1 energy. We tap the Hellkite. And we tackle everything. All the tokens. They have to block some of these. Get them to free. If they swing with the Hellkite, they die. Unless they have a play. And we drew Fang's Flames, meaning we can kill the Hellkite, I think. Let's play this first, get some energy. We can tap the Hellkite again. And just win. Nice. We pulled it back somehow. It was getting kind of dicey for a little bit, but... Well, we're 1-1. I got my limited rank out. So we're at least 1-1 so far. Got a 2-drop. Another 2-drop. Oh, we got a 2-drop into 3-drop, and we have the mana for it. Oh, I think this is a keep.
2/2 flyer. We don't really need the red fixing at the moment. I think we go Slith here. Or we could go Inventor Pump. Or get energy. I think we go Slith here. And just... We can activate this and draw a card. We'll discard... I guess we discard the Battle Mage because we don't have a colorless source. We're close to a removal here. Or a setback card at least. Have to discard another card here. I really don't want to discard any of these. I think we discard the Rush of Inspiration. I think that's correct. We'll go this. Have a counter on the Slith. And we'll draw again. We'll discard the island. So we care about this mountain more. We can give this first strike. So that way they can't block this properly. And so I can get a counter on it.
Just a rain mage, nothing to see here.
Guy doing it. I don't want him getting a planeswalker. We could go Angel and just get the beats on. Because they can't block with Roll if I do the buff. Unless he wants to lose Roll.
If they do try for a lethal push, I have this. I think we just generate energy here because we can get the buff again. They can't really do much. Or we can remove a threat, but they don't really have anything super threatening.
think I do this. I generate the energy. I do this. Do this. Let's go Vigilance and Lifelink, actually. I want to be able to block their flyer. Let's attack with these two, make them have to block. Actually, maybe we only attack with this. Because they would have to double block. Oh wait, I shouldn't have did the Vigilance and Lifelink. I played it this turn. I think. I mean, they hit me. I can block this Fledgling Dragon. Depends if they have removal for the Angel or not. Dross Claw. I think we Meddler now. Do this. You triggered the Angel again. Vigilance Lifelink. That stabilizes me a bit. Oh, I forgot Meddler has reach. So they have to Fang Plains me here. But I have my reach still. I didn't see my Rangel being able to attack for some reason. Like, I thought I could have, but like... we got a double block roll, I think. Oh, I can only block roll with one creature because it's flying. Because of the equips. It's a sorcery, so I have to play it in, like, end of turn. I have to, like... I have to, like, attack like this. And hope he blocks the roll. I don't think I can come back from this stage. Yeah, it's over. I don't think I can win. That forgetting to attack with the angel because I thought I had played it that turn because I had energy. When I forgot that I had played something to generate energy, so I thought the angel was summoned that turn. Because I generated energy through some other means. Energy's so hard to fucking pilot. I drafted a deck that's just hard to pilot. I should have drafted something simpler. That's the problem with the energy deck, is you have to be really good at the game to play this deck well. That's how it is with, like, red-blue spells matter kind of decks, is that they're really difficult to sync with. I mean, this is fine, right? We have a free drop and we have removal. But we don't have no red sources. That's a bit of an issue. I think I have to mulligan. We have a 2-drop in his hand. We have the sources for it. I actually think we put back to Battle Mage because we don't have colorless. But we got a 2-drop into free drop. Oh, we have a better 2-drop that we can play. So we have 2 2-drops now into this 3-drop. I think this is better early than playing this. Alright. Blue mana right now. Alright, no. I'm more than white mana. Do I just want to play 1-drop into tune the narrative? Or do I want to get aggressive? I actually think I get aggressive here. Don't need to. Get a counter. Let's tune the arrow. Got through another land. We can go this. You can get this first strike. Make the blocks a little bit more awkward. Or just let me grow. Well, that's a big problem. We need removal now. Well, I think I let this through. Can't do anything about the menace. I don't want to lose that much of my board. We can tap this and get in for like a lot. We got plenty of energy. We could like tap that down, the 7 down, and get in. Oh, I won't pay. They'll probably chump block. Or not? Letting me grow again? Probably think they can kill me next turn. I do have a chump blocker. Battle of Troops is pretty good. Gives them another chump blocker and draws them into a ton of cards. That's a 1/1 flyer. I'll let this throw. I don't want to lose my harvester. A removal spell would probably be good right now. We could go, oh, we don't have the mana for the cycling, but we could just play it for, we could play this, I think. We could tap it down again. Or maybe we tap down like they're free to, and we try to get them to block with their 7/7. And we try to get them with the first strike. Because they can't block the first strike, right? So we tap down their free to. And we go first strike. Make them think we have a combat trick. Damn it. The bluff didn't work. I thought I could bluff that I had a combat trick because I had mana up. I just die here. I was hoping for that bluff to work. That my win con was for them to think I had a combat trick. Was to bluff the combat trick. But they next leveled me by calling my bluff. I don't care about, but at least I got some wild card progress. I only had one win. How the hell did I get 2 packs? That's interesting. Oh, the issue, Moto, was I forgot that the one guy, the first strike guy, gets his token when he attacks. Gets his +1/+1 counter when he attacks. He only gets the +1/+1 counter when he does combat damage. It was a yup reading issue. That's why I didn't tap the 7/7. Because I thought, oh, I can give him first strike, he's gonna get the +1/+1 counter, and that means I beat him. That means I kill his creature. But no, you don't get the +1/+1 counter until you deal combat damage to a player. I was trying to be too fancy, and then I tried for that bluff because I thought, okay, maybe it didn't work out the way I did, but maybe if I bluff that I have a combat trick. If they think I have a combat trick, they won't block here. Because I'm leaving all this mana up and I have 2 cards in hand. They're gonna think that I have, like, a wing it or something. Well, it's been 2 hours. Just doing one draft takes a while, so I think we'll just call it here. That took a while. Well, I wasn't holding anything to use on the opponent's turn because I was playing an aggro deck. That's the thing about that energy deck is, like, unless you're in the version of the deck that's heavier on blue, like, you don't have, like, a ton of stuff to hold for the enemy turn. Like, a lot of my stuff was stuff that was just the white stuff that was, like, aggressive. So I didn't have a lot of good interactions worth holding my mana for, or holding back on attacking. Maybe I made bad draft picks and I should have picked up more things that would have put me deeper in blue to give me those interactions. And maybe abandoned the red half of the deck and went harder into blue, maybe. Maybe I just didn't realize that I should probably just not be in red, I should just be white-blue instead. Well, the thing is like, it interactions on the opponent's turn, leaving mana up for it, it kind of requires you to not turn all of your creatures sideways, right? And I didn't really have anything I was really excited about not turning sideways, because my entire deck gets value off of turning stuff sideways. The Angel, the guy who taps a guy, the the uh the guy that gets the first strike and gets a +1/+1 counter if it does damage. All of it like incentivizes me to attack, right? And not hold things back for blocking. Uh, but I'm not gonna just argue about it. It is what it is. Sorry. I will just go now. I do have some stuff I need to do. I don't know if I'm gonna be back tomorrow or Sunday. One of the weekend days I'm not gonna be able to stream. Um, so I was gonna do Dawn Trail stuff on the weekend. It's really gonna depend on which day I'm not available when I have to do the big, because we're doing like big cleaning in the apartment right now that I have to help my brother with, because there was like a bed bug infestation scare in one of the apartments, and they're doing like a surprise inspection. So we have to deep clean, and that required replacing my brother's bed posts, which is gonna take a while, and he needs my help with that. I don't know which day he's gonna need my help with that. So I might be here Saturday, tomorrow. I might be here Sunday. It's gonna depend. Well, I'll go ahead and just take off. Thanks for watching, everyone.